Today we're talking about the importance of our fall winterizer rounds, which are very, very important for your lawn, and it's from a proactive measure and a proactive standpoint. So we're going to go over that today. Everybody, before we get started, I'm Jacob with Scooters Lawn Care here in Springfield, Illinois, and fertilization and weed control has been something that we have done since almost the beginning, and I've always had an interest in how we can maximize a lawn and get the best results. And sometimes we've won and sometimes we've lost in the learning process from really seeing what works and what doesn't work and how to replicate good results. Let's get right into this. Lawn care applications, that whole package, all the way from our startup and our spring rounds where we're putting down pre-emergent to the tail end of where we're doing a winterizer. A lot of this is proactive. What you're doing today is for months from now, weeks from now. It's a looking forward approach to the whole thing. And this time of year, our fall fertilizer rounds, what we're specifically talking about today, are no difference, and their importance is huge. What you get today is going to be what really affects the next season, and what you get later the season is going to be really what affects that very initial start of next season. So in your fall application rounds, first there's the fall application we are doing right now, and that is going to be a fertilizer that, as our cool season grasses start to green back up as the temperatures fall, because your cool season grass hates temperatures over 85 degrees. It's going to be fertilizer that allows it and helps it green up as we start getting some moisture back, as we start getting some cool weather, to really prepare it for that lush green lawn going into September and October here in the Midwest. And so this round's really, really important to maintain that health and push the lawn to maintain a thick and robust appearance. We are coming out of the hardest time to make a lawn look good. Even if you do all the right things, there's times when summers have so much rain, so much heat, so many problems that even when you do all the right things, you can struggle to make a lawn look good in summer. Specifically, if you don't have irrigation, if it gets too dry, it's impossible to keep a lawn looking good or keeping it looking that good. You can keep it looking nice, but there's times where everything's against you, you just can't do anything. But this part now is we are making that lawn that was stressed. We are giving it what it needs to build back up, to get ready for its ultimate end to the season, which is going dormant. So now we're putting down that round, and we're also spot spraying and checking for weeds. That's something we always are doing. That's why I love the accounts where we have the most stops per year, whether that be through an application or aeration overseeding, to evaluate and see where do we stand on this lawn? Where are we winning? Where are we losing? What's the aesthetic? What weeds are we needing to manage? What do we need to do better? And so this round is going to end here in probably a month. Then the most important round for next year starts, and that is our winterizer round. And I say this because I think a lot of homeowners, if you're DIY and maybe you don't have someone doing applications for you, you don't think much about winterizer fertilizer, because we really, I did the same, do the same, hyper focus on the problem times, right? The crabgrass prevention, the dandelions getting killed, the broadleaf getting out of my lawn. But we don't think about those applications that are for way out often. So what I'm saying here is winterizer fertilizer is truly feeding your lawn with a heavy feed of nitrogen and prepping it, one, to go dormant, and two, to really take off in the next season. I remember when me and my dad were doing this and we were kind of testing and doing some of that learning I spoke about at the beginning of this. I remember the lawns we did where we put winterizer on, it would be like a green painted line versus the lawns that had nothing next to them, or versus lawns maybe that did have something that were getting treated but weren't treated that exact same package. And so winterizer fertilizer is an investment into next year's green up and a robust lawn in the spring. And why all of this is so important, I keep saying robust lawn, pushing the lawn to be robust, pushing the lawn to be full. You think about all of these pieces to maintain as weed-free as possible and as thick and robust as possible lawn, because the best defense against weeds is a tall stand of thick grass. So a robust lawn to me is a tall, thick lawn. And that lawn has a canopy created by that grass that shades the soil, and without sunlight, weeds cannot germinate. So that's how, through integrated pest management, IPM, we are able to use less and less chemicals over time on a lawn, because that lawn has become healthier and healthier and healthier and thicker and thicker and thicker. The inverse of that, just for context, is sod and grass that needs maintained on a golf course. This stuff gets cut so low that no matter what, there is no canopy, and there is always excessive amounts of chemical used to maintain that. There are golf course chemical rates on bags just because of how much more they have to do. And so we're kind of in the inverse of that, where we are using that lawn and the healthiness of that lawn to give us that protection, trying to maintain not having a bunch of dead spots so we can have less and less effect on the environment through using tons of chemicals. So the Winterizer round is just another piece of the puzzle to ensure you have a thick, healthy lawn in the coming season. You can't miss any of these parts if you truly want the best possible lawn. And that goes from the beginning to the end. That goes from your initial rounds where we put crabgrass preventer down for the first 2 rounds, your first spring green up round, which is pretty heavy fertilizer, your mid-season round, which is going to be grub control to protect you from damage that grubs will have on your lawn, that they're actively in your lawn during season, but that damage is going to start showing up here. If it hasn't shown up, it's going to be showing up soon, of where grass is dying because it has no more roots. And that's going to be followed by our summer spot spray of all weedy grass and other spot spraying just to maintain that lawn, and then followed by those final 2 rounds where we're going to put our fertilizer down for the fall green up, and now into the winterizer we're talking about now. And then you can add in aeration, overseeding to add even more health to the lawn in that middle stage, or that fall beginning stage. All of these pieces are for this proactive effect. It's so funny when you look at it. Putting crabgrass preventer is for months down the road. Putting grub controls for months down the road. Doing aeration and overseeding is for months down the road. Doing winterizer is for months down the road. And that's why I can take time to win back a lawn and get it to its best level of an appearance, because so many things are not for just a week down the road. So I hope that has helped you understand why it is so important to be proactive, and why these 2 rounds, the fall and the winterizer round, are of massive importance for you to do to your lawn to make sure it is taken care of. So you can get this stuff from a box store, you can do this yourself, or you can hire a professional to use more of the commercial grade chemicals and fertilizers we use to do this for you. Either way, we want to ensure that you have the best opportunity to have a beautiful green lawn next season.